evening.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Dissect. I go by the name of Novelist.
And I am the new Jewel.
You, you're the new Jewel. Yeah, every week you're new. Like this is a
The
new.
new Jewel. It's new for me too.
Yeah,
How
I
are you
like.
doing? How was your week?
My week was alright. It was kind of chill. How was your week? Didn't do much.
Um, it was good. It's good. Bipolar weather as we were just talking.
Yeah,
But I'm looking forward to the spring.
definitely.
So,
It's a
you know.
long-awaited spring. But how you liking your new look?
I'm getting used to it. I washed my hair for the first time and I'm trying to be a natural girly. I like it. I just want it to start growing again. I mean, it's shrinkage, but
You'll get there. By
okay.
the time we come back next season, we'll have another new Jewel.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have an
Mhm.
excited show as usual here on Dissect, another iconic show. Um, if you're into sports, you're definitely gonna like this. This is gonna be like a continuation of something that started 2 months ago, 2 months ago. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, I guess let's.
So I don't know. You sound like you're chipping out in and out. I don't know. I don't know if it's me or you, but
Oh, I don't know. Let me see. Is this better?
could be me. Could be me because I was freezing before.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess let's bring our guests.
Yes. So this evening we have Ingleton Liebert, because he corrected me so many times. He's a former cricket player, top order batsman, and was made his name playing in St. Kitts and Leeward Islands for the under 19 team. He is now the head coach for the national Canadian cricket team. Um, I just saw a fun fact. I'm going to talk to you about that. We're going to get into that a little bit into the interview. But welcome to Dissect Ingle.
It's a
Welcome.
pleasure being on your program.
Thank you. I know you're a busy man. Um, I was trying to get a hold of you before you went away, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But now we get to talk about what happened on your journey to the World Cup. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it was actually a very good experience for us for Canada to get back into the World Cup. It's our second time in a T20 World Cup. We've played in the ODI World Cup 3 times in the past, 4 times actually. So getting to the T20 that's taken over the cricket in the world now is very exciting for us to get there back to back. We did that by winning the Americas Championship last year in June, and then we
Mhm.
got to the World Cup. One of the things that really hit me when we got to the World Cup, because a lot of the reporters kept asking me why we didn't play any T20Is leading up to the World Cup. So we had that period from June to the World Cup, which started in February, without playing too many matches. But we were able to go to Sri Lanka and get some training in, and that helped us quite a bit. But when you look at it, associate cricket do not get as much games as the full members. So that's something that has to be looked at.
So okay, so we jumped right into the meat of everything. But tell us, because I'm not sure what an associate player would be.
Yeah, so with the ICC International Cricket Council, that heads the cricket in the world, there's full members and associate members. So the full members basically are the top tier countries like West Indies, Australia, India, Pakistan, those countries. So you have 12 full members, and then the other countries are basically the associates. So in the World Cup, you had 12 full members and 8 associates participating in that competition. So
Okay.
during that time, the full members are playing each other quite a bit, and they often play, but the associate countries don't get to play against these full top teams as often as possible.
Okay. All right, Navi, we're gonna scale it back and go backwards a little bit. And on Dissect, we like to give the audience, our listening audience, a little bit, a taste of what they wouldn't normally know about you.
Mhm.
Um, we are live tonight on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. So I want to say thank you to the viewers that are tuning in on those platforms. We're also live on radio. So thank you to the listeners as well. Um, so to scale it back a little bit, I just came across a fun fact. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Were you born in Trinidad?
Yeah, that's a question I get all the time. Yeah, I was born in Trinidad, but I grew up in St. Kitts. I consider myself Kittitian because that's all I know. My father was a part of the Federation, so
Okay.
he was in politics and he was living in Trinidad, and I was the last of our siblings, and maybe they decided they wanted to have a child in Trinidad, so I was the only one born there. All my other brothers and
Okay.
sisters are Kittitian, and if you take me to Trinidad right now and put me at the airport and tell me get from point A to B, I probably get lost. So
Okay.
this is home.
All right, because I was confused for a moment.
Yeah.
I was confused for a moment. But yes, tell us a little bit more about you, the Ingle, the uh, person, not the head coach. Tell us a little bit about you. So now we know you're born in Trinidad, and tell us a
Mhm.
little bit about you.
Yeah, I was born in Trinidad, but I said I grew up in St. Kitts. So if I tell my Kittitian friends that I'm Trini, they'll get upset. So I always have to say I'm Kittitian and raise the Kittitian flag all the time. So yeah, I went to school there, went to primary school, high school, everything. All of my schooling was done in Trinidad, in St. Kitts, sorry, not Trinidad. And then I came to Canada when I was about 18, 19. Um, as you mentioned earlier, I represented the Leeward Islands. I played for St. Kitts as well before that. I represented Leeward Islands under 19 as captain. First year I played as a player, and then I was captain the second year. Then right after the tournament, I moved here to Canada, and actually didn't know there was cricket here, so I played more soccer, and
Mm,
then I got into cricket here. But I played both sports for St. Kitts, so I represent the island. Back then, there were seasons. I'm sure Navi would know those things as well. There's seasons for cricket and seasons for soccer. So you get a chance to play football and cricket. I like to say football. I know my North Americans say cricket,
yeah,
soccer,
yeah.
but football, I played for St. Kitts as well. And then, yeah, so I did all my schooling, then I came to Canada. Didn't know there was cricket, got into cricket, played both again. I played in the club level at both cricket. So sometimes I'll have a soccer game in the morning and then run from there and go to the cricket field in the afternoon.
True
It was like,
sportsman. True
yeah, it was
sportsman.
hectic.
So so
Okay.
that so the love for both sports has just always been there, you would say.
Yeah, the love for both sports been always been there. Sports in general. I got into looking at sports, and if you, to be honest, I know I play cricket. I love cricket. I work in cricket, but if tennis is on, I prefer to watch tennis than cricket. I played tennis recreationally with friends at home, and when I came to Canada at first,
Mhm.
so I enjoy tennis quite a lot, to be honest.
Oh, you're a real sport. You're
Okay.
yeah.
I
And
was gonna say I made this joke before, an all arounder.
Yeah,
No pun intended.
so how,
yes.
so how long would you say you've been in cricket professionally? Like
Well, I played cricket. I first professional stint, I guess, was in South Africa. I went to South Africa in the '90s, and I played there at a club called Bedfordview. I played there at Bedfordview, and I coached at Jeppy. So I spent about say, 7 months in South Africa, and that was just after apartheid. So, besides cricket, it was like a life learning experience for me to see the transition that South Africa was going through after that apartheid period. So
Mm,
it was tough actually at times.
okay. Huh. Would you say that, okay, I just came up with this just because of sports that you're into, and then you said you were
Mhm.
in South Africa. Would you say that cricket is an elitist sport?
Some people say that, and I got that a lot when I was in South Africa because
Mhm.
they basically were saying the cricket was for the elite. If you want to go right and dive right into it, I said that most people told me cricket was more for the whites, and then the blacks played football. So that's how they started. And the whites played the rugby and cricket. But then I found that when I joined the club that I played for, Bedford View, more black players started joining that club. Because I
Mhm.
not only just joined the club, after midway to the season, I became captain of the team.
Right.
So I guess to see someone like me captaining the team, they felt comfortable coming over and joining the team. And that's when I started to see more black players and more players who really couldn't afford it, but got help
Mhm.
from others, started playing the sport.
Okay.
That must be like an eye opener because I would imagine it. Well, back in Dominica, to me, cricket was just a Caribbean thing. I knew about the West Indies, and
Mhm.
whoever played, right? So,
Mhm.
like you, when I came up here, it's like, oh, white people. Like when I came up here, I found out white people played cricket, right?
Mhm.
'Cause you see it on
Yeah,
English white people, right? So
right.
Mhm.
that must have been like an eye opener for you, because I mean, growing back in St. Kitts, everyone around you is pretty much your skin color playing the game, right?
Yeah, I mean, you heard of, you hear of things that happen and, the racist stuff that is said and whatever. And, but I
Yeah.
experienced it, so
Yeah.
that's the only place I've really experienced it. And in the end, I think sometimes guys use it as banter, but sometimes it got a bit too far.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
it makes you stronger. It makes you realize what life is all about. And yeah, I just realized that it's a different part of the world. As you said, growing up in Sinkers wouldn't expect anything like that. You'd
Yeah.
probably, play tough against each other, but not to hear some of the slurs that I heard when I was there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah. It was, well, yeah. Not to dwell into that too much, but it was
Mhm.
an interesting thing for me coming up here. Like I didn't know racism. I didn't know. I just knew there was black people, there was white people.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
these people play this sports and these people did that sports. And it's like, huh? Okay. And
Yeah.
just a bit about the cricket in Canada, as you know, like when I came here to like, we weren't like now the players I'm getting, like I could look at it as saying that myself, players before me paved the way for me, and then I paved the way for the ones who are coming now because I look at the system how it started when I came here, and I heard stories that the guys who played before me actually played like paid their own money to play to represent the country.
wow.
Hmm.
That's how it was then. But then when I started playing, I
Wow.
was lucky enough that we didn't have to do that. But the
Right.
ones before me did. But now we have players who make a living off
Right.
of cricket because of the new dynamics and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's really changing. And I people say like T20 cricket, and I'll find some of the guys will come and ask me, you're born in the wrong era. And I say, you know what? It's not really that I born in the wrong era. Somebody had to pave the way for the ones coming now. So I
Right.
think I was
Right.
just one of those people. You look at basketball and see Michael Jordan, probably the greatest player ever. But the ones who come in now make 10 times what he made in under
Right.
basketball, but he's making more outside. But in the basketball court, it was just the way things are now.
Mhm. Hmm.
So
Interesting.
So, would you like to see um, cricket be as popular as, let's say, for instance, basketball? Do you
cricket,
think it's going to get there?
yeah, I would love to see that. Cricket is very popular. It's actually the second most watched sport in the world. Many
Oh,
people don't know behind football,
right,
but it's just in North America and these places it's not as known. So
Hmm.
if you go to, I mean, if you go to a country like India that has a population of 1.4 billion, people are
Right.
crazy, and it's just that it's now that growing. The sport is now growing. We have 105 countries now playing cricket in the world. A lot of African countries, and every one of those countries back then only the top countries, the top 12, as I mentioned earlier, that had international status, but now all 105 countries get T20I status. So every game they play is an international, and that's how it is.
Mhm.
So I
Hmm.
would just love to see it more popular. I'd love to see Canada get its own stadium. That's something I would like to see in my time before I go out of the sport, as I think it's something that's really needed to grow it here.
I think
So yeah, go ahead, Navi.
I think what would happen with like even the growth of soccer in North America is it's
Hmm.
rise too, right? But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, in North America, yeah, soccer is just still growing because remember after the World Cup in the US, I think was the first one they had,
Yeah,
everyone thought that soccer was going to take off, but it never did.
yeah,
Mhm.
And hopefully, cricket will. We've got the cricket matches. We have international matches here. We have franchise cricket here in Canada, but it's not taken off as we would have liked to seen it as yet.
okay.
Hmm. Well, I was going to ask, like, what do you think needs to be done or put in place for this to happen?
I always think visibility. You want to turn on the TV and be able to watch a game. Nowadays, I guess most people have means of finding games on their phones or however else.
Mm,
But I think the everyday Canadian, the North American audience, you need to just go onto mainstream TV and be able to see
Right.
cricket. And that I think would help quite a bit. It's in the schools, but then if you look at the schools program, it's geared at a certain demographic. So I
right.
think it should be at everyone. And I want to see more Canadians, who are people who are born here, Canadian Anglophones that play in the game. And I think
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. Hmm. I think maybe that's something that needs to be approached with the board of ed, right?
Mhm.
Because yeah, you said it is a geared to certain demographics, and it's the coaches in in the schools that are bringing it in. It's not necessarily something that is part of the curriculum. I don't think I can check that out
It
and
is
get
actually part of the curriculum now in Ontario.
cricket.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's part of curriculum, but still, you see the schools that are playing. It's certain schools that are playing, not all the schools as yet.
Mm-hmm.
I've
So they're
actually
not
come
putting
across some
emphasis.
youngsters who are pretty good, but they choose to play other sports. And in fact, I came across a young kid from Dominica. I
Mm-hmm.
thought he was extra talented. Then I even gave him my card and said, when you give this to your parents, ask them to call me and we would talk. But then when I saw him again, he said his friends play football, so he wanted to play football.
Oh,
Yeah, because Dominica do have
that's
a
sad.
cricket team here too, but I don't know how they go out and do whatever. But I know they have a little cricket team out here.
Yeah, they do. I've actually played with Dominicans. They're one of my teammates. I don't know if you know Cuthbert Shillingford from Dominica.
Yeah, I know those guys.
Okay, yeah. So we played
Mhm.
together for Victoria Park. So
Okay,
yeah,
all right, that's
Okay.
interesting. Yeah,
That is interesting.
I didn't. You see, I didn't know. Like, I know how huge soccer is, and I know it's a North American thing that we don't see.
hmm,
But how big cricket was actually, you know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it is. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I was gonna say it's actually a fun sport to play because I played cricket when I was small. I didn't get to nowhere, but just played cricket as a sport around the
Mhm.
neighborhood.
It's even more fun now with the T20. I mean, and I think it's more the T20 is more geared to North American lifestyle because it's what 3.5 hours. You're done. You can It's just the length of a baseball game. You see
Right.
lots of fours and sixes, and that's what people want to see nowadays. It's the bowlers don't like it because it's more of a batsman game. They get smashed around the ground,
Okay.
but it's all about entertainment. So I
Yeah.
think if you look at the cricket around the world now, that's how they're trying to grow the sport by playing more and more a shorter version of the game.
Yeah.
I think that has something to do with it. I was actually fishing for that response when,
Mhm.
like, part of that response, like
That's
when,
right, yeah. But
yeah,
for me,
because of the length of the game.
yeah,
It's very
I'm a
long.
purist, so I still love Test cricket. I know people say it's 5 days, but I
Yeah.
like to see, the intensity, that what happens one day and how the game can change the next day, etc. So
Yeah.
I like to see that definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's the never ending game of cricket.
Game. Yeah.
Well, I know people sometimes Canadians or other people say to me, 5 days, and I said, well, you know what, golf is 4 days.
Right?
So,
Right.
yeah, you
PGA
don't
Tour,
have to,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only difference in cricket is that golf, you're gonna get a winner. Cricket, you may not get a winner after 5 days.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're in a time where everybody wants everything
Oh
now.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
an yeah. You want to get everything quickly and get it done instantly.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But
I yeah, go
that,
ahead.
I mean, it does take away from the game in a sense. So it takes a lot away from the game, but you know,
Most of the time, if anybody asks me about cricket, and I tell them if you have a chance to watch IPL, have a look at the IPL. It's very interesting.
IPL.
Yeah, the Indian Premier League.
Ah,
oh,
okay.
Yeah, it's I mean the fans of them. It's fantastic. It's fast. It's interesting. It's when you're talking about fan involvement, engagement.
oh yeah.
That's the top cricket, and that's the league that's made most of the players millionaires now.
Oh,
Hmm. How was your experience when? Because I know you made two stops before, or
Hmm.
one stop before going to the World Cup. You
Hmm.
stopped in Sri Lanka and
Yeah.
in India. And how was that for you? Like you said, the fans are involved, and what feeling does that bring for you?
Well, it was actually great. Sri Lanka, we went there for training. So we spent about 3 weeks in Sri Lanka preparing for the World Cup, which we were in the India leg of the World Cup. So we spent about 3 weeks there. We were able to play some games. Like when we trained there, it's just like you got the kind of service that you'd expect from a cricketing country or any sporting country. First class. Everything was well taken care. The tour country that handled the whole thing was very professional. So we
Hmm.
got in all our training, our matches, etc. You didn't have big crowds because, as I said, it was just training. And at
Hmm.
the same time, England were there playing a series against Sri Lanka. So
mm,
of course, the fans are going to go and watch that. They're not going to come and watch Canada play against a development team from Sri Lanka in a warm-up game. So that's what the
Yeah.
fans go to. But then when you got to India now, I mean, I was actually really, it was surprising for a Canada game to show up and you got 35,000 people in the stand. You know,
Wow.
so,
Wow.
so that's what happened. We played South Africa in our first game. We had a couple of warm up games in Chennai that we moved to Ahmedabad, which is the largest stadium in the world. It holds, depends on who you talk to, it holds anywhere from 120,000 to 140,000.
mm.
But I think it's around 120,000 seat capacity stadium.
Hmm.
And we had 35,000 people in there and it still looked empty. you know. but the support was great, and everywhere we went to, we played in 3 different cities, and the support was great throughout the whole World Cup. And the fans were just there looking for interviews, autographs from the players, having the chance to take photos with the players at the hotel. That people will stop you and look for a photo. So I think the whole experience for some of the players was overwhelming. And for me, if I can talk a bit about the World Cup itself,
Yeah,
for me
absolutely.
to see the achievements, we have one of our players, Yuvraj Samra. He was the youngest player ever to score 100 in a World Cup game, T20 game.
Wow.
So that was fantastic, and he did it against a full member New Zealand. So that's even better than what we thought. So
Hmm.
think, as I said, teams like Canada, we didn't play enough. We didn't have the experience that we should have going into a World Cup. You want to go into the World Cup playing against some of the top teams. And here's where I think ICC, the International Cricket Council, should come in. Because every time we go, we get warm up matches against the associate countries, but yet we're expected to compete against the top nations in the world. Like for our group, we had New Zealand, Afghanistan, South Africa, and UAE. All teams were ranked ahead of us, but we never got a chance to play on one of those top teams in our warm ups or in preparation for the World Cup.
Hmm. Okay, well, we have a comment here or question for you from the viewer.
Mhm.
How do the Canadian players feel about the IPL and the CLP? Any excitement?
Oh yeah, actually the players do. They watch the IPL and the CPL quite. It's quite some of them working hard and trying to get into the IPL and CPL. We've had a couple of our players played in the CPL. That's the Caribbean Premier League. And a couple of us have played there. A couple of players played. One player played for Saint too. Another one played for Guyana,
Mm-hmm.
and one played for Barbados also. So I think what we're looking for now is to see if one of these players, like say Yuvraj Samra, from his experience that he stayed back in India and trained, if he can get into an IPL team. Some of our players actually stayed there and were net bowlers. So
Okay.
the net bowlers, like if you have a team training, you don't want to tire out your main players all the time. So you'll get net other extra bowlers to come and bowl to them at the batsman. So that's why you
Mhm.
call it net bowlers. So some of our players stayed back and became net bowlers. And just to go, so I think the excitement for CPL and IPL, these players, they're very much into the CPL and they know everything that's happening. They know all the players, so they're very excited about it.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah, and
I just had a thought, a question. You know how the baseball, when you're training, sometimes they have those machines that can shoot the ball out. Is there
mhm.
such a thing for cricket as well? Or is it because the way that it's bowled that they
No, it's
can't do it?
actually we do have them, and one of the main companies that make for the baseball also realized that cricket is big, and they've started making cricket bowling machines. Ball, so there are those balls for that as well. So there are
Mhm.
many companies that are doing it now. So yeah, there are times when some teams will use it and some don't because they like to see the actual ball coming out of the bowler's hand. But in
Ah,
some instances, if you're doing a specific drill or something like that, then you probably use the bowling machine.
Yeah.
But
okay.
they're available.
Okay.
I can see why a batter would probably prefer an actual person bowling because there's so much so much where you can curve the
Hmm.
ball, right? Unlike baseball, where you just I mean baseball have different curves too, but it's kind of different.
Yeah, it's a little different, but yeah, they have the split finger, the curves, whatever. But cricket, yeah, and the difference, yeah, cricket ball has to bounce first. The baseball is full, comes through full,
Mhm.
so it bounces and then it moves away from the batter, so it's a little different.
Yeah,
But there's machines that the machines can be set in a way to get the different swing that you expect in a cricket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
So if I go back a bit to the World Cup, because I don't just want to talk about
Yeah,
one.
no, absolutely.
Don't want to just because I think for us we had players who one of the things that happened to the Canadian team, we had players who probably had good games, but not often enough. So you'll have
Mhm.
like Saad Zafar, he had a four wicket haul in one game. Anj Patel had 4 wickets in one game. Another player, Harsh Thakur, he had a couple and a half century. But I think the consistency is what you're looking for. And that was actually some of the things like when we spoke to some of the professionals and some of the players who play from full members, they told the youngsters that, yes, you play well, but you have to be more consistent because as a player, that's what's going to make you great. Not just having one good day. You need to be doing this day after day. You're going to have some bad games, but still, you need to be have more good days than bad days.
Mhm. Makes sense. Wow.
So this, yeah. So one of these days, Joel, you should come out and watch a cricket game this summer.
So I wanted to know, when are you playing in Canada? Because I don't hear about these things unless I'm not in the loop.
Yeah, I think we probably don't do enough marketing, but we've tried to do that now because if I don't know if any of you saw them, but during the World Cup, there were billboards with some of the players around the city. More so in Brampton because Brampton is sort of like the home of cricket.
Right.
So a lot of
Ah,
that's there. But we have a home series with Netherlands and USA in June, starting June 6th. So that's the time.
June.
June 6th. Yeah, it's Canada. We're playing in what's called World Cricket League 2. And it's 8 countries, and the top 4 teams go to a World Cup qualifier. The others have to play in what should be like a sub qualifier to get the other 2 spots. So
Okay.
that's what's right now. Canada is in 5th place. We have 12 more games to play before the end of the year. So there's that, and then the other 2 series are away in Scotland, and then the final one is in Oman, but I'm sure the dates, hopefully everything stays still if there's no more bombing, everything.
Right. So that what stadium do you play when you're over here? Sorry, I'm freezing probably. What
We
stadium do
have
you play
We mostly play at Maple Leaf Cricket Club, which is in King City. It's just north of the city.
Okay.
It's there are two international grounds, recognized grounds in Canada. That's that one and the Toronto Cricket Skating and Curling Club at Wilson and Avenue Road.
Okay.
But we play mostly there. And then something actually you should come out to, and we're promoting quite a bit, is Canada is going to host the first ever women's under 19 qualifier.
Oh,
Wow.
So that's going to be USA, Canada, Argentina, and Brazil. And
Yeah.
that's in August. So that's something you should definitely try and come out to because the women's game is growing quite quickly. And
in August, end of August, mid-August.
August 8th, I think, is the start.
Okay.
I,
All right.
I don't.
Yeah, I'll keep connected with you so I can come out and watch that. Navi and I. Navi, I'm pulling you in
Yeah.
for 3 hours of a game.
One is that.
So there's a
Yeah.
woman. There's a women's cricket league as well.
Yeah, there's a Women's World Cup. There's Women's World Cup starts in,
For
I think
women
it's
playing
in
cricket.
June in England. And then Canada is not in this one, but there's a qualifier. There's also at under 19 women's cricket as well. So Women's World Cup in under 19 is next year. So the team from the Americas is trying to get the top team from the Americas region to join the others.
Uh,
Good to know.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we need to get into the loop. I haven't seen a live cricket game in a very long time. Like maybe maybe
And
last Dominica in '98 or something.
wow, that's a long time. We got to get you out. Once we
Yeah.
host these games,
Same here.
yeah. I, s- I saw a question come up on the chat
Yeah.
about
We can.
explaining. Can you explain how to represent Canada if you're not born there? Basically, you have to be here for 3 years and
Okay.
3 consecutive years before any tournament, and 3 years for is considered as being here for 10 months out of the 3 years. So if you're out for more than 60 days, then you'll have to get what is called an exceptional circumstance request, and the
Hmm.
reason gives the reasons you're out. Other ways to get to play for Canada, yes, you weren't born in Canada, but you can become a Canadian citizen. So if you're a Canadian citizen or passport holder, then you can play for Canada. So
Okay.
either by being a permanent resident or for 3 years minimum. Actually, you don't even have to be a permanent resident. You can be a student who's been here for 3 years, and you
Okay.
can play for Canada if you've been here consistently for 10 months of those 3 years, 10 months of the year for those 3 years.
Is
I
there a
had a
reason? Is there a
question.
reason why there's a 3 year gap?
3 year rep. It was before it was 4 years, so now they've cut it down to three. So that I guess is to make sure that the person is really a resident of the country
Okay.
and not just coming there and staying for a couple of months and playing and going back. So because there's some people get the PR card and maybe spend 6 months, go back and come back and forth, right? So
Hmm.
they want to make sure that you are a resident of the country.
Oh.
Okay. Makes sense.
Mm.
So I have a political question within some political stuff happening. So it's to my understanding that when you arrived at the World Cup, there was a change in the captains.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what was behind? I don't know if you could talk about this, but
Mm-hmm.
what was behind that? And how was the reaction from the players?
Yeah, there was a change. I mean, it's reality, so it's something you can talk about. What happened is we got to Sri Lanka. We left here without having the captain named, so we got to Sri Lanka, and the captain that we had before, I guess most people thought he would have carried on as captains, but the policy of Cricket Canada allows for the board to nominate the captain. So that's
Okay.
basically what happened. And this was the person that was chosen for the captain. Um, I think yes, there was some adjustment, but I think if the captain was named before, you would have probably seen better results. It's more or less the timing of when the person was given the job than the person themselves. So I think
Okay.
it's just the timing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just trying to understand that.
Yeah, things like that happen. Yeah.
All right.
Right.
So I want to dive into your program because you do have a program
Mhm.
in Toronto. I
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to tap into that a little bit. Do you want to tell us a little bit, I guess, what the program is about?
Yeah, we actually back in when G98 was around, I did a program called World Beat Sports with Jason Portuando. So I did the cricket section. It was divided, and another friend of mine, Roger Shaw, he was a track and field expert. So
Hmm.
we yeah, and then afterwards the G98 was bought over. It's now Flow 98, and the program was done with. And then a friend approached me about doing a program on Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio, and initially I was saying no, reluctant. I didn't want to get back into doing something like that because of the commitment
Right.
every Saturday morning, because I know it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm.
So yeah, so the commitment and stuff. But I think eventually I had a chat with Roger, and he thought something that we wanted to do. So we decided to give it a go, and just over a year we've been doing Love Bay. And Love Bay we've been doing the Sports Hour with England Roger, and recently we have added Manali, because Manali actually sat in for Manali Patel. She's a former Canadian player. She's now a commentator and also a coach.
Mhm.
And she sat in at times when either Roger or myself wasn't available.
Hmm.
Now that we're both available full time, she wanted to be still part of it. So it's three of us. But she had a death in her family, so she wasn't there today's show. But she's normally on the show as I said, it's normally three of us on the show.
Okay.
And we try to cover mostly cricket, track and field. There's not a lot happening in track and field now, so we do talk a lot about cricket, but we try to cover most of the sports, give a little bit of maybe news and notes about some of the sports, major sports that we don't cover fully. But with
Mm.
most of our discussions are surrounded about track and field, cricket, or if there's a major thing happening, like now the Masters golf is going on, we talk about that. And then if there's a major tennis tournament, we also talk quite a bit about Formula One because we're all, for sure, we're all Lewis Hamilton fans. Yeah, so we talk about Formula One quite a bit. And
Yeah.
yeah, so but the Formula One is on a break. Part of it is not their fault, is because of the war that's affecting a lot of sports all over the world.
Right.
So the Saudi Arabia Formula One was actually taken out this year. It was canceled this year. So they're on a
Mm.
5 week break before the next one. So yeah, the show is we're times when we get into some discussions, and depends on the thing. We have our plans, but then you get into something else because just before the show, and I'm sure you guys are aware of that, just
Mhm.
before the show something might come to your desk, right, and say, hey, look at this, talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll try to stay with as much as possible from the controversial stuff.
Yeah. Well, this is Dissect, so we invite controversy a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, sure. And yeah, and that controversy is fine. And that question that you just asked me about Captain, I've come up with quite a bit. And,
Yeah.
it's going to come I saw a clip just quite recently where CBC they did come to us and requested that they do follow the team in the World Cup, which they did. But then since we've come back, I've heard that the show has taken a different path now. So, and I saw a clip from it. So they're looking at other things that may have happened or allegedly happened within cricket.
So just, I mean, for even from my knowledge and even for your show, like
Mhm,
we sometimes want to talk about more things that are controversial, and then we
mhm,
kind of pull back a little bit. We don't want to be like the other shows, but at the same
right,
time, it's as if um, people that are searching for content are looking for that controversy. They're looking for the
right.
drama, and they
Yeah.
tend to tune into that more. Are you feeling the same thing? Same
Yeah, I
energy?
do actually. Yeah, I feel the same thing. And I feel that for you to get your show out there to get more viewership and everything, you have to be controversial. But for me, because I work in cricket, when there's certain things with cricket, I pull back and let the other two do the talking, and I pull
Yeah.
back. But yeah, unless you're controversial or you hit the tough questions and the tough topics, I think people don't want to hear everything nice and that everything is great. So
Yeah.
but for me, as I said, because I'm working in the sport, I don't even like to talk bad about West Indies cricket, even though there are some things that you'd like to see change. I just want to see I want to see West Indies do well. Even when they're not doing well, try to find something that's good.
Yeah.
Right.
I
You
hear
know,
you.
yeah. But yeah, definitely people like the controversy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's definitely
And like as we say in the Caribbean, they like the melee.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I mean, some of us, yes, majority may look for that, but there's still people that's looking for solid content without,
Correct.
information without all that. Then,
You're
Yeah.
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
some of us got to do it.
Sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a question back here from someone in the studio. They're wondering, how do you go about scouting for players and what would you look for?
Scouting basically, we have a national championship, so we have 10 provinces. Cricket Canada is made up of 10 provincial members, and we have a national championships where all 10 provinces come together. We have a national championship where all teams are there for the men. For the under 19, not all provinces have, so we do a combine for 6 teams, including one which would be a combined national team, development team, sorry. And then for the women, similarly, you don't have all 10 provinces have a women cricket yet, so you'll probably have 6 teams again, with two of those teams will come from Ontario because that's where most of the cricketers play. So we have a chance for the selectors to come in one spot and see all the players and select from there. So it comes down to provincial scouts scouting their players and selecting
Hmm.
the best team for the provincial team, and then from there they get to the nationals to be seen by the national selectors.
Okay. So I hope that answered your question. If you
Hope
have a
so.
follow-up question to the person who asked the question, please don't be shy. So I want to say thank you again. We're not finished the show yet, but I want to say thank you to all of the people that are tuning in on all the platforms on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. We are on Dissecting on Facebook and TDN TV on Facebook as well. So thank you so much for that. Um,
I see a question there about my best form, which format I prefer. I think I'd mentioned that before. The format I prefer is Test cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
and then a match I'll always remember. Wow, I guess there have been so many times, so many games that I played that I remember. But
I was
it's
actually, I was gonna
actually
make.
the match that I'd always remember. It would not even be a game for Canada. It was a club game playing for Victoria Park, and playing at Toronto Cricket and Skating Club, and it was the highest score I ever scored in a 1 day match. I scored
Mhm.
164 in that game, and we scored I think we scored 365. And back then we thought that was an easy win,
Right.
but Toronto actually tied the game. They scored
Mm.
365 as well, so it was a tied game, and and
Wow.
and back then it was no tiebreaker. Nowadays, if you have a game that's tied, you have what's called a super over, so you have to play one more over, and the team that scores the most runs in that one over then wins the game. But back then it was just share the points, and there's
Hmm.
no way that we thought that Toronto would get anywhere close to 365. But
Right.
it's just that day when myself and there's another guy who played for Canada, Joe Harris, both of us scored centuries that day for opposing teams, and it was one of the best games I've ever played.
Okay, I see a question here that just came in. If we can get it on the screen.
I was actually going to break down that question a little bit to be more fair and ask you what game in the World Cup stood out to you the most because you were
Hmm.
This
experience of
World Cup we just played.
yeah.
Um, for me, the game that stood out most was the game against South Africa, our very first game. Because the players went in there very nervous. I mean, some of the talk in the dressing room, not even just room, people are telling us things like, you're playing against South Africa, who's probably, they were in the finals of the last World Cup, one of the best teams in the world, some of the greatest players in the world. And people are betting whether or not South Africa is going to score 300 against, the first 300 against Canada. And, you know, we were able to keep them down to just a little over 200, and we scored. They beat us, yes, but I think being able to bat through the whole 20 overs and get through there and show that thing that showed that day that we were able to play with the best players gave it
Yes.
more opportunity. So
Yeah.
that game really stood out from that game. And then the other games, I mean, we should have won against UAE. Something just went wrong in the end. We should have won that game, but then and New Zealand, we played well again to get to the opening pair against New Zealand, scored a 100 partnership to
Yeah.
start,
Mhm.
losing any wickets, and then as I said, you've read Samurai Century. So then those are the game. It's more than the one game that stood out. I think the whole World Cup was a learning experience for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, those
So
games were
when does the World Cup come around again? What
It's every 2 years.
two
So
years?
the next one is Australia, New Zealand will be co-hosting
Okay.
in 2028.
there you go.
Okay. 2028.
You had a question you want to go
Yeah,
ahead.
there was some questions in the back that
Right.
are coming in from YouTube.
Okay.
Here's one. Um, what would you say to someone doing good in different sports and cricket being one? What would you say?
Well, I believe that you're gonna come to a point where you have to choose one of the
Mm.
sports. I think it's playing different sports is important. I believe that's helped me and helped looking at other people. I think it's helps instead of there's many sports like say gymnastics and stuff. You have to go from a young age, but it's important if you're gonna play ball sports that you play the different type until you reach maybe about a teenager, and then you decide from then which one you think you can excel in and really try and advance in that sport.
Hmm.
Just today, actually, Roger and I was talking about some of the cricketers now, bowlers, moving to javelin throwers now. And
That would be interesting.
yeah, because rather in India now, Sri Lanka is doing this. Sri Lankan cricketers now move over, but the mechanics from bowling and javelin are quite similar, so not very surprising at all.
Yeah, that's right. I can see that happening for
Yeah,
sure.
Mm.
Huh.
that's the question.
Brian Lauer or Chris Gale, who would you pick to be on your team?
After I wished you owe me a drink for asking that. I know the person there, that's why I can say that. But no,
Yeah.
Brian Lara every day.
Right.
I think
Yes.
Brian Lara
Because he's
is
a Trini?
no, because I think Brian Lara is the second best batsman in the world. I think Viv Richards is the best batsman ever, and Brian Lara is the second best.
All right. You heard that. You heard it from Ingle himself.
I've always said that. So yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, I know the Indians will talk about Sachin and stuff. He's a very good player, but I think those two are the top two, and then Sachin probably a third.
All right.
And that question takes us right into a game. Quick cuts.
Yes. Yes. Well, there's one more question. Let's ask that
Mm.
before we get into the game. So, is there a player or team that you fear a little bit?
A player or a team that you fear a little bit. Hmm, not really.
He's fearless. He's
No, I
fearless,
mean,
guys.
I think you've got to play what is in front of you. So you get nervous, but to fear, no, I don't
All
know.
right.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. All right. So, we're going to get right into our game. Navi, you want to start?
Yeah.
We haven't
Okay,
played this in a minute.
the game is called Quick Cuts. We ask you something, you would just quick. It
No,
takes quick.
sorry, this question is being this gentleman is getting
No,
controversial
after.
now. After it's getting controversial now, but
Yes.
and Jacko.
Okay, you hear that? You heard that after.
All right.
We're gonna go
Yeah,
to
go ahead. Hmm.
Okay. First question for Quick Cuts is, if you had to, if you had to go back, like when you're a teenager and you had all your sports in front of you, tennis,
Hmm.
soccer, and well, tennis, football, and cricket, would you have made a different decision?
No, no. Tennis for me was recreational. Football, I got to semi-pro here in Canada, but definitely no, I would not have made a different decision now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna ask you, what is the worst piece of advice that you've ever been given sports wise?
What's the worst piece of advice I've been given sports-wise? Wow, that it's what's the worst? That's a good question. I don't know if have an answer for that. I'm trying to think.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, I had a manager who told me I wasn't good enough to play on certain types of pitches,
Hmm.
and so the person that I am, we had a practice game on the type of pitch he said I wasn't good enough to play on. So I went out there and I batted very well on that pitch.
Yeah. And you told them to shove it,
And
right?
then, yeah, I actually had a coach also. We were playing actually worse than that. I had a coach who told me in a game against a game against USA that it's part of becoming a good player is to deliberately not score runs during a certain period and then see if you can pick it up again. So I said to him, so I said, I basically told him the game is about scoring runs and about winning. So I didn't think that made any sense. So yeah, that's the worst
Yeah.
advice I've been ever given.
Oh my gosh. You know where he was heading with that.
Yeah.
Right. Oh. Okay, so what's the biggest risk you ever took as far as cricket?
Biggest risk I ever took, I think batting without a helmet. You know, I've seen, I was never comfortable batting in a helmet, but then looking back, I've been hitting the head.
Hmm.
Looking back, I'm thinking that I was lucky because in recent times, I've seen two players who got hit in the head and died from that. So
Uh,
I
Wow.
think batting without a helmet was one of the biggest risks I took.
Hmm. Is that when you were younger? Like,
Throughout my career, I used the helmet once and it was very uncomfortable.
wow.
Yeah, so I've never used the helmet when I played.
Okay, that is risky. Okay.
very-
Um, respect or loyalty?
Respect. I have a coach from a long time, from since I was about teenager. One of my coaches always said to me, "It's not about the people liking you; it's about respect." So respect.
Hmm. That's what I tell my students. You don't
Oh,
have to like me. You need to respect me.
exactly.
Oh my.
um, hmm. What's the? I want to put it in cricket. Okay, what's the funniest thing? The funniest thing you've ever experienced? Like
Funny.
something.
Sports
Yeah.
wise or in
Anything
life?
In
in
general.
life, maybe some I can't even talk about.
No, well, it's you have the forum to do that, and it's up to you if you want to put it out there.
No, funniest thing I've experienced in life. I guess, yeah, playing a prank on one of our players, of
Hmm.
watching a friend play a prank on one of our players, and the reaction of his wife. when she saw what was in his bag.
Oh my.
Yeah,
So you have the imagination, our imagination, mine going wild right now.
Yeah. And he basically, we were coming home, and he basically dropped some condoms in the player's bag,
yeah.
Yeah.
and in a bag that he had bought a gift for his wife. And
Oh, brutal, brutal.
Boys, boys,
so,
boys.
yeah, we were young then.
Wow. I
Yeah.
hope I hope he apologized to the man's wife.
Oh, we did. We were like, but yeah.
Oh
But
man,
it was one of my friends who did it, but I saw him do it.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
it. Oh yes, Birdie. So a true legend of the game. So this is the assistant coach of the
Birdie's
Canadian cricket.
assistant coach, and
Yeah.
I told you a story about Birdie. I don't know if he ever told you, but
Yeah, please tell me because I'd like to know more about Birdie.
Birdie was actually, when I first started coaching, he was one of my first students. So I coached
Okay.
Birdie,
Yeah.
and I always saw the talent in him. He had a brother who was a better, or everyone thought was a better player, but I always told him that he was going to be better than his brother because I saw something special in Birdie. And when he started coaching and I saw the opportunity, I thought, I'm getting close to the end of my career, and this is a youngster that I would like to see come through from then because of
Yeah.
his knowledge of the game and everything. So Birdie started with me as a player, and now he's my assistant coach. So
Yeah.
it's been a long journey together.
Big up, Birdie. I'm gonna give you a high five when I see you next time. Oh, here's more questions for the quick hitters.
After,
Terry Ford or Tony Gardner?
but Tony's my friend for life. So Tony. These are two of the fast bowlers that we had playing for our team at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess he's wondering which one. But Tony and I are very close up to this day. But once you get on the field, I'm a totally different person on the cricket field to how I am now because I get very fierce. I hate losing. So Tony, as good as we are, like if he's doing something that I don't like, I will send him far away from me.
So you just said you have a different print. So is it you said more fierce?
Yeah.
Are you more animated? Like, are you just
Yeah.
you're really controlled and calm right
I'm
now?
very controlled and calm, but when I get in the field,
Yeah.
when I get past those ropes and get into a cricket field, I'm a different person. I don't like to lose, so I don't like nonsense. And I expect it to be competitive until the game is done. Once we're done, we can have a drink with the opponents, but you don't, even before the game is start, when we get to the ground and we're getting prepared, there's no need for you to talk to them until after the game.
You're a serious coach, huh?
Yeah,
Mm.
that's how it should be.
That's the passion of the game talking. Let's get to business and
Yes.
we could do whatever.
Yeah.
Right. One last question, I guess, or maybe there's more coming in, and then we're gonna get you to plug your show again. What is your all-time 11 for Test cricket?
My all-time 11 for Test cricket. Oh wow, go off the top of my head.
11.
Yeah, that's the top of my head.
That was a hard question, Brittany.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, not fair.
Greenwich and Haynes for sure opening. Viv Richards at 3. I'm gonna be West Indies bias, I guess. No, I'll have Virat Kohli in there, Sachin, Brian Lara, wicket keeper. Oh wow. I guess is this a West Indies all-time 11 or a world all-time 11?
However you want to create it.
It's probably going to be mostly West Indian, so I'll just go with Derek Murray as a keeper, and then the 4 fast bowlers, I'm going to go with Ambrose, Holden, Roberts, and Marshall.
There you have it.
Wow, I didn't even I didn't even say Courtney Walsh, so I guess thinking off the top of my head.
You can be on when they don't have a bench, but maybe.
Well, you can have a bench, yeah. That's a tough one because they have so many great players in the world. Tough one.
Yeah. Right. So I guess at this time you can take an opportunity to big up whoever you want to big up.
Again, thanks for Aftab and And Birdie for always been there. Support. These are the youngsters playing in the league when I started. After I played in the same club with me, so I've known him for a long time. And I'd just like to say thank you to all the people who have helped me to get to where I am. There's a gentleman in Antigua actually, who his name is Guy Yearwood, and he has been someone that I looked up to, and he actually taught me quite a bit. So he was the consul general here for Antigua for a while, but he went back home, got into politics, and now he's retired. But he's one of the guys, one of my first coaches at Leeward Islands, and I learned quite a lot from. So these are the kind of people. I mean, my brothers, my sister actually, Marlene. If I don't say Tara, also my other sister here, but Marlene is the one who stayed. My parents died when I was very young. I didn't know my dad. My dad died when I was about less than 2 years old. My mom died when I was 11. So my sister was basically like my parents, right? So I grew up with my sister. So she's the one who molded me to be what I am today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, big up Marlene.
Yes, Marlene. Yeah.
Let everyone know where they could tune in on Saturdays to hear your program.
This Saturday on Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio on StreamYard. We're there from 10 to 11 a.m.
Right.
Every Saturday.
So I just went in today and I typed in Love Bay, and I typed in your show, and I was able to, so I was able to get it there on YouTube.
Yeah, I have to learn how to share these things more.
Well, thank you so much for coming on to Dissect. It was a great show. I learned a lot more about cricket, and I think I'll be coming out to one of those matches that you.
Thanks for having me, and definitely gonna get both of you out to the games, and your staff in the background is doing such a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Right. Cheers.
We'll definitely.
Cheers. Thank you. So take care.
Take care.
Alrighty.
Yes, another one. Love cricket. So a little bit more on the cricket. And we got to get him back. We didn't even say that to him.
Well, we're gonna hang out with him, right? And we're gonna, he invited us to his match. So
So thank everybody for viewing the program tonight. I hope you guys learned something tonight. We definitely, and definitely follow. Now you know where to find cricket. Like myself, like I said, I knew this cricket, but it wasn't on a high level. I'm seeing more American commercial stuff, right? So we know where to find it now. So so next week back here, but before next week.
Before next week, tune in to Minds in Motion with me, your host, Jewel. I'm going to be doing an episode all about financial literacy. So tune in this week on Wednesday. Don't miss it.
I did that. I have my notification on. I need that. Okay. So
financial literacy, yes.
Yes. So I'll be tuning in, and hopefully you guys will be tuning in too. And then at 8 p.m. on that same Wednesday, it's all about Mr. Drago with This Week in Interview. And then we'll see you guys back here on Saturday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Making you laugh, making you sit at the edge of your seat and educating you. It's been Dissect. Peace.
Peace.
First to the Dissect team, because you guys make today possible. Special shout out to everyone who's made the film possible.
Or if you don't want to look at it like that, dissect all you really I mean dissecting.
I like the comments of people that saying things.
I don't really want to listen to that, to be honest.
Could be the past when you were like
recorded a whole song with a newborn baby breastfeeding.
A while performing, the cord drop out the mic.
This guy took his sock. His sock
off.
Put it over the mic.
Oh my. You know you have to love yourself first.
I love to sing.
Just know how to dance.
Yeah.
And then the people who think the comments are bothering.
The meds I was on was about the lack of respect.
My brain don't work so fast when it comes to them real day. Him say when him wake up a morning time, him a float.
That was the funniest thing ever happened to me.
You again?
I'm grateful for the blessings that I have so far.
It's just a matter of, for example, thing on ice again.